with that, let me turn it over to Adam, our new section on each week of 5 minutes on prompts.
Let's jump into this. I'm going to keep it short today. I don't want to potentially steal the thunder of next week's presentation, which said LLM notebook. And this is NotebookLM that I'm going to be showing about today. So here's the scenario, and I'll explain what we're doing. We're going to create a podcast on this tool here from Google called NotebookLM, and we're going to ground it in terms of the knowledge on information that we already have. And we're going to create these two people talking about that information. So I think this happened today, Paul, is that right? It says Tuesday, September 11th at noon. Oh no, that's my Tuesday, so that's today. That's coming up very soon, I believe. This is from the GAI website, GAI Insights website, and it's about Own Your Own Intelligence. It's a discussion framework, and I found there's actually quite a lot of information here. I'm sure that's what the talk today is going to be about. But what I want to show you is I can take this URL, and if I go over to this tool, NotebookLM from Google, I can create a new notebook, and it'll ask me for a source. And you can either upload files, you can provide Google Drive, you can do links to a website or YouTube. I'm actually going to use a website and a YouTube to ground the information, and then you could just paste text. So we're going to just pick a website, and I'm going to put in the URL from GAI Insights, hit insert. You'll see it shows up over here as a source, and it starts to develop already a summary. And that's just like a basic RAG, as we call it, where you have information that you're using to ground the LLM. And we could start chatting with it here about it. But more importantly here, see, there's a deep dive conversation that we're going to be able to create. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over to the sources, and I'm going to add another source. And so here's a video from our YouTube where we did a 5 minutes with Dr. John on that very subject of Own Your Own Intelligence. And I wanted to chat about both of those things. So I can come over here and I can say I want to use a YouTube URL as a source, and it will take the transcript from that YouTube to help shape the contents of this. So if I were to start chatting about it, it's going to answer questions about both of those things, which is pretty cool. So as I mentioned, there's this audio overview, and that's what I really wanted to showcase today. So you can customize it. You can say, focus in on this concept, or really go into detail about that. For today, we're going to just leave it as the default, and we just hit generate. As you'll see, it says, this may take a few minutes and there's no need to stick around. So we're not actually going to stick around and wait for that to finish. I did the same exercise last night. And so here's one that's already done. And what I'm going to do now, just to finish up, is I'm going to play about the first minute of this. So you get a taste of how engaging the conversation is, but also the depth to which it starts to really cover the subject matter. And I think in just a minute here, many of you will get a taste of what Own Your Intelligence is also all about. So here we go. Paul, just give me a thumbs up. Make sure you can hear the audio once it plays.
All right, so today we're diving into something that's been causing a lot of buzz lately. Own Your Own Intelligence, or OBI for short.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's talking about AI these days, but OYOI kind of flips the script a little bit.
It does, right. Instead of just blindly adopting AI, it makes you take a step back and think, hold on, what should we be keeping for ourselves?
Exactly. It's about protecting what makes your company truly unique, your secret sauce.
And we've got some great resources to help us unpack all of this today.
Yeah, Dr. John Sviokla and the team at GAI Insights have some really insightful stuff out there. A YouTube video and a super detailed article.
Definitely pioneers in the AI space. So where do we even begin with this whole OYOI thing?
Well, it all starts with this idea of cognitive capital. You can think of it as the knowledge and expertise that gives a company its edge.
Kind of like in the industrial age, it was all about physical capital, factories, and machines.
Right, exactly. Then the digital revolution came along and shifted the focus to data and networks.
And now we're in this cognitive age where a company's real value lies in its people's minds.
So there you go. That gives you a taste. It's a great way, especially if you have to make a long ride or you're on public transit. There's some information you want to consume, throw it through NotebookLM, and then you can just listen to it rather than reading it. That's my AI adventure for today. Thanks, Paul. Back to you.
Thank you, Adam. Fantastic stuff.